Most people spend $15 to $30 every single year replacing houseplants because they keep dying. You water them, you talk to them, you move them around the house chasing sunlight, and they still die. What if I told you there are 5 plants that cost under $10 each and can outlive your mortgage? I've checked the pet safety on every single one. I'll tell you exactly which ones are safe and which ones need a high shelf. My neighbor Linda is 72. She has arthritis so bad she can't open a jar. But her living room, it looks like a greenhouse. Pothos hanging from the bookshelf. A snake plant taller than her grandkids. She waters her plants maybe once a month. And they've been alive longer than most marriages. And plant number 1 on this list, it survived being abandoned in a closet for 6 months. Stay with me. But first, let me tell you why most of your houseplants are actually dying. A lot of plants are marketed as easy care, but no one explains what that actually means. They die in 3 months, and you blame yourself. You think you're a plant killer. But here's the part most people miss. 80% of indoor plant deaths come from too much care, not too little. Overwatering is the #1 killer of houseplants. Let that sink in. You're killing your plants with love. Most popular houseplants come from some of the harshest environments on Earth. Deserts, dark jungle floors, rocky cliffs with almost no soil. They evolved over millions of years to survive drought and darkness. So when you water them every day, you're drowning them. When you forget them for 3 weeks, you're giving them exactly what they evolved for. Neglect is not your problem. Less frequent care, done correctly, is often the best strategy. Here are 5 plants that prove it, starting from great and ending with the one that's practically immortal. Number 5. You probably already know this one, but you don't know why it refuses to die. Pothos, also called devil's ivy. I call it the impossible to kill vine. This plant can grow in water, in soil, in a dark bathroom, on top of your fridge. It genuinely does not care where you put it. And here's why. Pothos evolved on dark jungle floors with almost no light or water. Its aerial roots can absorb moisture straight from the air. That's why it refuses to die in your bathroom. Here's your exact care protocol. Light, indirect. Even shade works. Water, only when the soil is completely dry. That's every 1 to 2 weeks. Pot, anything with a drainage hole. Soil, regular potting mix. No fancy fertilizer needed. The #1 mistake with Pothos, putting it in direct sunlight. The leaves burn. Keep it away from windows that get afternoon sun. Now, Pothos is toxic to cats and dogs if they chew the leaves. Keep this one on a high shelf if you have curious pets. 1 cutting. That's all you need. Put it in water, wait 2 weeks, and you have a new plant. Free. My neighbor Linda has Pothos in every room. All from 1 cutting she got 10 years ago. But the next plant, it doesn't just survive neglect. It actually gives back. Spider plant. I call it the plant that gives back. This plant makes babies. Lots of them. Little mini plants that dangle off the mother plant like ornaments on a Christmas tree. Spider plants come from South Africa. Dry, harsh terrain. Their thick, fleshy roots store water for weeks. And those babies? That's a survival strategy. More copies of yourself means a better chance at least one survives. Care protocol. Light. Bright in direct is best. but it handles low light just fine. Water, when the soil is dry, every 1 to 2 weeks. Here's a secret. Spider plants actually produce more babies when they're slightly root-bound, so don't rush to repot. Bonus, a well-known NASA study found spider plants can help remove certain pollutants in controlled conditions, though in real homes, the effect is much smaller. Biggest mistake? Overwatering. If the leaf tips turn brown, that's not a sign of too little water. It's too much. Cut back. Spider plants are completely safe for cats and dogs. 100% non-toxic. This is the plant grandmothers pass along at church. Here, take a baby. No pot needed. Just stick it in soil and forget it. In 6 months, it's making its own babies. That's generational gardening with zero effort. Now, if you want a plant that looks expensive but costs almost nothing to maintain, Zamioculcas zamifolia. Just call it ZZ plant. I call it the Camel of houseplants. This plant has underground rhizomes, basically water tanks buried in the soil. It stores water the way a camel stores fat. The ZZ plant can survive 4 months without a single drop of water. It comes from East Africa, where droughts last for months. Its waxy, glossy leaves aren't just pretty. That coating reduces water loss through evaporation. Every part of this plant was engineered by nature to survive being forgotten. Care protocol. Light, low to bright, indirect. This plant tolerates very low light, but it still does best with at least some indirect light. Water, every 2 to 3 weeks, or just when the soil is bone dry. Pot, must have a drainage hole. Soil, well-draining mix. Add perlite if you can. The #1 killer of ZZ plants. Soggy soil. The roots rot fast in standing water. If you're not sure whether to water, don't. This plant would rather be dry than wet. ZZ is mildly toxic if chewed. Keep it away from cats who like to nibble. Fair warning, ZZ grows slowly. If you want instant jungle vibes, this isn't your plant. But if you want something that looks like $1 million with zero effort for years, this is your pick. If you think the ZZ plant is tough, wait until you meet the plant that literally works the night shift. Snake plant, Sansevieria. I call it the night shift worker. Here's something most people don't know. Most plants release carbon dioxide at night. This one does the opposite. It continues absorbing CO2 while you sleep, which is unusual for most plants. But don't rely on it as your main air purifier. Snake plants come from the rocky, dry regions of West Africa. They use a special type of photosynthesis called CAM, crassulacean acid metabolism. They open their pores at night instead of during the day to reduce water loss. Their thick, sword-like leaves are nature's water storage tanks. NASA ranked it among the top air-purifying houseplants. Care protocol. Light, literally anywhere. From a dark hallway to a sunny windowsill. Water, once a month. I'm serious. Once. Pot, anything with drainage. Soil, cactus mix, or regular potting soil with sand mixed in. The mistake people make, watering in winter. Snake plants go dormant when it's cold. Water once every 6 to 8 weeks in winter. Less is literally more. Mildly toxic to pets. Place it high or in rooms your pets don't access. Think about this. A plant that cleans your air while you sleep, survives on 1 watering a month, and looks like a piece of modern art. And people feel guilty for not watering it more. That's not neglect. That's the perfect relationship. And now, number one. The plant that's been in my family for 3 generations. And it cost exactly $0. Aloe Vera. I call it the family heirloom. My grandmother had an aloe plant since 1968. Same corner of her kitchen for decades. She gave my mother a cutting. My mother gave me one. Now I have 12 pots, and I have never bought a single bag of fertilizer. Aloe comes from the deserts of North Africa. It's a succulent. Those thick, fleshy leaves are packed with gel that stores water for months. It reproduces by growing pups, baby plants that sprout from the base. Free. Infinite. And that gel, it's been traditionally used for centuries to soothe minor skin irritations. Your grandmother probably had one for exactly that reason. Care protocol. Light, bright, indirect. It can handle gentle, direct sun. Water, every 2 to 3 weeks. Let the soil dry completely between waterings. Pot. Terracotta works best. It breathes and wicks away excess moisture. Some people use the gel on minor skin irritation, a tradition that goes back centuries. But always test a small area first and use proper medical care for serious burns. Biggest mistake? Overwatering. Aloe rots from the inside out. If the leaves feel mushy, you've given it too much water. Aloe gel is mildly toxic to cats and dogs if they eat it. The plant is safe to have around. Just keep it where pets can't chew on it. One plant. 57 years, 3 generations, 12 pots, $0 spent on fertilizer. That's not a house plant. That's a family heirloom. 6 months from now, you're sitting with your morning coffee. Pothos trailing across the bookshelf. Snake plant standing quiet in the corner. Aloe Vera. With 3 new pups you didn't even notice until last week. You don't remember the last time you watered any of them, and they've never looked better. My grandmother never read a gardening book. She never watched a YouTube video about plant care. She just picked the right plants and left them alone. Turns out, the secret was never watering more. It was choosing plants that don't need you. Now you know exactly which plants thrive when you do less. But what if you've already been overwatering your favorite plant and the leaves are turning yellow right now? Don't throw it away just yet. In my next video, I'll show you exactly how to reverse root rot and save a drowning plant in under 10 minutes. Click the video on your screen right now, and I'll see you there.